Hey, welcome to another exciting episode of Cooking with Mr. Jim. I'm Mr. Jim. Now, before we get started, for those of you who might be watching this in sequential order, you may recall last time I said next episode we're going to do chili. Well, guess what? It's July. We're in Arizona, Peoria to be specific. Last I checked, it was like 140, 143 degrees outside, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to go with salmon. But one thing to remind you real quickly, two things actually. We cook every recipe with a quarter cup of love and a full cup of sarcasm. Now, we also tape in front of a live studio audience. So studio audience, give yourselves a round of applause. Oh, that's what I call a good studio audience. You know, last audience we have, they were a little, well, let's just say they weren't very colorful. But this is a good audience. All right, today we're doing actually smoked salmon. So let's talk about the recipes that you're going to need. First, you want to go with, first and foremost, you got to have some brown sugar, okay? Then I like to add a little bit of pepper, not much, some garlic salt, and a little bit of orange peel. It kind of adds a nice little zest to it. Now, let's start mixing the ingredients. You know, I forgot to mention butter. We're going to use 8 sticks of butter. I'm just joking. That's for our friend Taylor up in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. All right, we begin with a little bit of butter, not really 8 sticks. That's too much. We are going to go with about a quarter cup of brown sugar. Add a little more right there, make it really special. Now we're going to add our garlic salt. Not too much, not too much. Pepper. I just use a little bit of pepper. I found out that too much pepper, I don't know, it's a little too spicy for me. And some orange peel. All right, and we're going to mix it all together. Right, got our salmon laid out. It's been in the fridge for, I don't know, an hour or so. And then I take it out about 15 minutes, let it sit at room temperature. Found out that works really well. So we're going to do salmon fillet. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut, and this is whatever you want to do in terms of length, size, that's all right. I just like to do it this way because I have found this is a really good serving portion. All right, next we're going to apply the glaze evenly. And you see the brown sugar, that's going to soak right in. So if that was too much for you, hey, you can lay off the brown sugar. That's your call, not mine. All right, what we're going to want to do now is take our planks. Now, these planks have been soaking in warm water for about, let's call it 30 minutes, okay? So now, just grab the salmon. Yeah, it's a little squishy. That's okay. All right, now that the salmon's laid out, we're going to go into Studio K, where the grill is. Alrighty, now it's time to lay the salmon out. What we're going to do here is we're going to somewhat sear it. It's not going to be on too long, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Then we're going to cook it low and slow. Oh, remember this isn't real. This is all just a big green screen. Okay. Okay, it's been a few minutes, 3, maybe 4 minutes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the salmon, just slide it on over, and let that simmer for about 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. We're going to do. All right, as I mentioned, this is smoked salmon. So what you want to do is get some wood chips and pre-soak these. Warm water, hot water actually, for maybe, I like to go, probably a good 30, 40 minutes. And you don't want to use them all the first outing, but use them there. Ooh, that is good lemonade. Couple of minutes. Yeah, that is really smoking nicely. Oh, I see there's a dog that's wandered into the studio. Hey, who let the dog out? Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Remember I said don't put all the wood chips on in the beginning? I'm going to show you why. Incidentally, we're cooking about 375 right now. That's a little hot. I usually like to try and keep it around 250. As I mentioned, now is the time to apply the rest of the wood chips. Get that nice smoky flavor. Yeah. Alrighty, it's been about 10 minutes and I've taking a bite of salmon, as you can tell, Mr. Camera Guy. Look at that. And I've determined it's not quite ready yet. So we're going to let it go another 2 minutes. Okay, it's been 12 minutes, and I say these babies are perfect. We're going to pull them. Hey, real quick tip here. You don't want to overcook your salmon. It's really easy to do. Kind of like chicken, it tastes too rubbery, you know what I mean? So check it often. That's my word of advice. Now, let's go back inside Studio J. Okay, before we dig in, it's actually time for a letter. Remember, cooking with Mr. Jim at outlook.com, or you can go cookingwithmr.jim at outlook.com. I own them both. Real email. And you can't put anything on the internet that isn't true. Okay, this one comes to us from Mike in Atlanta, GA. Dear Mr. Jim, love your show and find it helpful. However, the salmon recipe looks like it could have come out of a 1967 Betty Crocker cookbook. Haven't seen anything special. What gives? All right, I'll accept that. Again, we're not done. It's time for garnishing. So what we want to do, in my opinion, is get some parsley, and I'm going to save something very secret at the end. So let's go out to the garden and grab some fresh parsley. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, let's put a little parsley from the garden, and just a couple of them here. Now, I mentioned I have a surprise. Ready for this? Apple cider vinegar. Just a couple squirts. This baby is ready for serving. Join us next time when we'll have another exciting episode of Cooking with Mr. Jim.